this, I'm going to be reviewing The End of the Fucking World, which is a new Netflix TV show made by I don't know who and starring I don't know who or who, and that one guy who is from another Black Mirror episode, which is my favorite Black Mirror episode, which is Shut Up and Dance. That's my favorite, and I'll maybe tell you about it another time if I make another one of these videos. Anyway, sorry. Um, so the show, um, it's really good, and like I finally got around to watching it. It was released a couple weeks ago, I think at the beginning of January, and there's just like for me personally, it really connected me with you on a deep level, you know. Um, After watching it, I kind of like had to go downstairs and just kind of like process it all. Just kind of sit there and just be like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here, you know. And like I thought about it, and like the show's got some heavy stuff, but the one thing that it really has going for it is the two main characters, which is James and Alyssa. I think I just binge watched them all, but I think her name's Alyssa or something. And James thinks he's a psychopath, and you know he likes killing things, and he has his troubles. He's a troubled child. His dad, he doesn't really have any troubles with his dad. His dad is fine. He's just very like out of it, very unplugged from his world, you know. So that's the one thing that James doesn't really like about it at all. Um, Excuse me, sorry. Um, and the girl, Alyssa, I'm pretty sure that's her name. If I get it wrong, I'm gonna like totally blow this whole thing. Um, Alyssa, she is a great character also, you know, with her family and then her mom and then her stepdad, which she like hates her stepdad, right? And her stepdad's like a mean old, like, like idiot to her, you know, and he's like, oh yeah, get out of my life, like we don't even need you, why are you even here? And you know, it just kind of makes her feel like she's not wanted in the house at all. So that's why um, well, I don't know if I want to spoil it for you guys. This is just the beginning. So at the beginning, uh, the way that James and Sarah meet is Sarah is sitting at a table at school with all of her friends, and she is just kind of thinking, she's just like, why am I here? Like, what are all these girls doing around me? And all of the girls are sitting there and they're on their phones texting, which is like a great mirror, I guess, of our culture today. Like, I feel like that all the time where I'm sitting there with friends and I'm like, hey guys, let's hang out, you know, and then they're all sitting there texting each other or like texting other people. And I'm uh, like, I'm here, and I'm here, you guys are here, we're all here together, please put away your phones. And so, anyway, really big sidetrack there. Sarah gets kind of like fed up and she's just like, F it, right? And then she throws her phone on the ground, smashes it, and then she's just like, ugh, I'm gonna like get out of here. And she walks over, and James is sitting by himself, and he just kind of looks up at her, and she comes over and she says, I see you skating sometimes. He's like, yeah, and then you're pretty shit. So, yeah, that's kind of how they meet. And then they, through weird circumstances, he's just like, oh yeah, you want to go out to eat, you know, and then his whole main thing of why he's hanging out with her is that he's going to kill her eventually, sometime, like within like the next 2 days or something when she comes over, because he's never really killed a human being. He's killed everything up to like a cat or something, and then he's just like, well, what's next, you know, a human. And that's kind of like the main focal point of his character, but they sort of switch that around during the whole thing, which is kind of interesting for his character, because at the beginning you're like, oh yeah, I love this character, how he's like funny and how he's gonna kill her, and like every second you're like, wait, no, don't actually kill her, like you're gonna like go away. And you know he doesn't, but he like he the whole thing about his character is like coming to grounds with his emotions a lot, because some traumatic stuff happens in his past, and pretty much all feelings that are inside of him he just puts aside, and that's how he just goes through life now. And then one day this girl who's trying to like be different comes into his life, and is bringing feeling back into him, and he's feeling love, joy, sadness, happiness, and love, which is like another big theme of the movie is love, about like families, and even the like different characters who are after them, right? And they don't actually want to catch them, they just want to like I think I might be giving away too much, but they just want to like sit down, and they're like, oh yeah, they must have a logical reason for actually like doing the stuff that they're doing as they're running away, right? So, oh yeah, kind of. I don't know. Like, I don't know if anybody's seen the trailer, but they after they start hanging out, James plans to kill her, and then she kind of like interrupts all of his plans, as she does with everything in his life, and she's like, oh yeah, let's just run away. And then he's like, okay, as it goes along with like everything, because that's like another part of his character. He's just like, okay, whatever, because he doesn't even really care what people do, literally what they do to him or what they take from him. And yeah, so overall the entire series, or the first whole season I guess, since the rest of the series isn't out, is very good. The